Hello. Well, I have been working on a sleigh. And it has a lot of pain in the arse cuts. As you can see, a lot of curving. So, I thought I would go on eBay, because Amazon is in my black book, and I found these half-round punches. There's also quarter-round punches, but that seller seems to be confused about how delivery is being made. So we're in the process of dealing with that. And they range from I think 40 millimeters down to very tiny. See that? Okay. And then I got straight blade cuts. And I will demonstrate. And they're pretty much the same sizing as well. And so what I've taken is my handy dandy rotary punch. And I cut out the ends here. And then I just line it up on the line. Okay, hammer time. Straight through. And then I'll do the same here. Actually, it's easier. Line it up. There we go. And let's do this end. This makes it so much easier than monkeying around with a knife and trying to get around corners. Okay. Here we go. Simple. And then what I did with the half inch round is I just kind of monkeyed around there. Of course, in here, something like this I'll be able to do by hand with a knife, like so. So there we have it. The quarter inch quarter round. Those ones I'm really wanting ASAP. So, and I got this idea from Tony over at Dieselpunk. Now you gotta watch his videos. He's quite a character. He's very funny, and he's been putting out some great product. And so he uses a lot of the, I don't think he uses these, but he does use the quarter rounds, half rounds. And rather than using the traditional stitching irons, he uses, this is a 1/16 craft tool, but I think he uses the 1.5 millimeter. So, yeah, and it's a different look. So, I don't know what else I can tell you. That's about it. And I'm going to carry on with this. And this is just some leather I bought from a Canadian leather supplier, and I did not know that this was laminated. You can see that glue line there. Yeah. And sometimes you can tell there's a little bit of a, it's not normal hide side. Oh, here's a better, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see that? This is all manufactured. And although it's a beautiful looking hide, The color is rich. It has pull up. But yeah, I was really pissed off that I wasn't told about the laminated part of it. So, I mean, that can be fixed by touching up the edges with black dye, but I wouldn't have bought it actually if I'd known it was laminated. So, yeah. So I'll make this sleigh, see how that goes. And I've been fooling around with this pattern for quite some time. And I gotta tell you, having these tools, so on, so forth, is gonna make this job of cutting out all the little piddly cuts so much easier. Can't tell you how many times I swore during while I was cutting this stuff out. And while I'm at it, this is just a regular dowel, and I added some screws to it, decorative screws, but the dowel is too thick, and you can see how the screws split it naturally. So I thought, you know, in keeping with the scale, I should probably get something a lot smaller. It is difficult to find a smaller diameter dowel. So then I remembered I had skewers, bamboo skewers. So I cut some off to length, and I think that looks a heck of a lot better. And then in the original pattern, it didn't have this little kickboard here, so I added that, glued it on, but I didn't like the look of it when you turn it upside down. And I used to work in the printing industry, so I know a little bit about scoring and whatnot. So I took a full piece of leather and I scored the flesh side and then bent it up. And I think that looks a little better. There's not that, it just looks like a continuous flow, right? So I like that better. I like the bamboo skewer. It's just thin leather, so it's kind of wobbly. And then another aspect is I know a sled has two skis on it, or rails, or runners. But sometimes it just doesn't sit right, you know? And it looks funny at the back. So then I thought, you know, I'll just make it round, and it sits better, right? So I don't know, I'm still monkeying around with it. We're in May, so December's a long way off, and I'm figuring that by the time I get this all sorted out, it'll be close to November. Anyway, oh dear, there we go. And that's that. I made a colossal mistake with my penknife or pocket knife. This is an old one made in Germany. Really nice blade. And these are sticking up a bit, so I thought I would use my awl to push them down again. And what happened is I ended up breaking this piece of wood off. God, this is like, you know, sometimes it's better to just leave things the way they are, you know, not counting the sleigh. So I put some glue in there, and hopefully that'll work. If not, I'll have to get some epoxy. So that's that. That's the project for today. And hope you're having a great weekend. Okay, now I just noticed that the video's all upside down. I'm sorry. I'm looking into getting a GoPro, the one that mounts on your head, so that when I'm working on a project and I'm recording it, you will see exactly what I see. Instead of the camera being mounted this way and me working this way, you'll see it like from my perspective. I'm thinking that's a good idea. You know? Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Have a great weekend. It's 84 degrees here. Fun times.